I had to take reading. I took reading. I drove to that class. I drove to a reading class. I'm not even an immigrant. I am from here. I should have knocked that out years ago. Everything, I think they were just impressed when you made it to the class. They were like, look who made it today, buddy. You're like, it's fun, you guys. These are good. The best. On a sadder note of sorts, we had to put our dog down recently. And it's a tough thing to do, you know. Nothing was wrong with her. I'm just really busy right now. And she was very sick. That was a joke, all right? That was a joke. She would have loved that joke, so don't you worry about it. That's the type of humor she had. She was a rescue. It's not your labradoodle humor, all right? A little darker. She was a wonderful dog. We loved her, and her name was Annie. And the reason we got her was my sister worked at a vet, and people do put dogs down for no reason. So if someone brought a dog in that was fine, they just didn't want it. My sister couldn't do it, so she would walk the dog back and then just steal the dog. I don't know the laws on all that, but I'm sure now people are finding out that their dog's still alive right now. So we got Annie. Annie was getting put down. She was a hunting dog, and she was terrible at it. And she was bred to be a hunting dog, and she was just like a misfit toy that just didn't do it. She got shot once, and that's because the guy, he would be doing target practice, and then she'd just walk in front of the targets, and he would hit her. He's like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "What are you doing?" She had no awareness about her, the senses that dogs have. We had turkeys in our backyard once, and I let her out to go chase these turkeys. You know, retired hunting dog. Figured that's fun. And we have a very normal backyard. It's not Yellowstone Park. You can see all of it at all times. Push her out, and she just pees and then comes back in the house. Never sees the turkeys. And I'm just looking at her you didn't feel anything? Nothing was going? I sensed it as a human on the couch. I felt there was turkeys outside. You want to take just one lap around, see if... The guy used her a lot for duck hunting, so he would shoot a duck. She's supposed to run and go get it and then bring it back. So what I like to picture is he shoots the duck, she runs out, comes back, no duck. And she's like, I don't even know what we're doing. All right, I did not. A million things flew in the air when you shot that gun, and I'm supposed to know which one you hit. And the guy's just looking at her, and then she's like, you're not even the guy that I came out here with. Do you see, is there another guy out here by any chance? Little side note, I would like to say, I think the witch phase was the toughest phase for women to have to go through. Not to get serious, but a lot of people say voting. I disagree. I think it's witch, then voting. I think it's witch, pretty big gap, then, voting. I mean, you jaywalk back then. The whole town was like, there's a witch. You're like, here we go. Here we go. And I'll give it to them, because they could have flown away, but none of them ever did. All right, sorry. Look, just trying to get a witch joke in. It's pretty complicated. There's a lot of moving parts. You got to bring up pilgrims somehow. Hotels are getting futuristic. A lot of hotels, when I stay at, now, when you take a shower, they have half a glass. So it's open, so the water gets on the floor. Because that's the future. They want water on the floor. And I'm old and dumb. We really try to keep the water inside the tub. It was a pretty big deal. But now, they want the floors wet. That's what they want. They want to do no glass, but I'm still alive, so they're like, all right, do half a glass. Once that guy's gone, we'll do no glass. Floors are wet, drains off the balcony. Our family, we just eat a lot of fast food. Our family text thread, my dad texted, he was like, I found a way to get a Big Mac cheaper. And he said, you can order a double cheeseburger and ask for Big Mac sauce. So he goes, it's cheaper. And they get rid of that third bun, so it's Atkins. That's how you do it. That third bun is the one that you're like, I don't know if I need the third bun. I have a daughter, and my daughter's name is Harper. So a lot of people ask, they're like, oh, did you name her after Harper Lee, the author of To Kill a Mockingbird? And, you know, I've never thought about an author a day in my life. So that never me. I mean, my middle name's Lee, and just never crossed my mind. I love having a kid. I love when kids cry. It's just innocent. I love how innocent it is. They cry over a tag in their shirt. And I mean, they're all just, they don't like, it feels weird. And then, I mean, if you walk, you like, is your house on fire? Like, I've never seen someone cry this much. It's over nothing. She's on her iPad a lot. You know, that's the hard part. You got to get these kids off. Or you don't want technology all the time. She just sits there, iPad. She wants to be a YouTuber, which as a comedian makes me furious. She watches all these kid YouTube videos, and now she makes her own videos. It's just her sitting there going, hey guys, what's going on? Click the links below, subscribe, leave a comment. None of this is anywhere but my phone. I got 90 hours of this, not on YouTube. Me and him are the only subscribers. Just watches kids playing with toys too. Like, that's what's crazy. It's not like a show. I'd be fine if she watched a show. She watches just a kid that's like, hey, you don't have this toy? I do. You want to see me open it? It's got 5 billion views. It looks like we buy her nothing. Like, we just show her, if you want to watch a kid have fun, but you're never going to have fun in this house. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to put this energy pretty late in the show. This is what my energy is. Dustin? Look, thank you for having me here. This is very exciting. Got to play some sports softball. Struck out, but you know, it's just a pretty big yellow ball. And I like to play. I play a lot of sports. I like to golf. And recently I was golfing, and I got done, and I was very hot and gross. So I wanted to change my shirt before I drove. So I'm standing in the trunk of my car in the parking lot. I take my shirt off, and this old man walks up and he goes, Olivia? He was looking for his elderly wife and saw me with no shirt on. I covered up. I was like, what's that? And he was like, all right, honest mistake. And I was like, that hurts worse than saying Olivia. I don't know who he offended more, me or Olivia. I think we could both have a word with him. I'd love to meet her, though. I'll tell you, I'd love to see her and be like, all right, I get it. You know, it was an honest mistake. I don't have a good body. That's the message. It's not. You ever wear those Under Armour shirts, those skin tight ones? Like, I look better without a shirt on than with that shirt on. It just shows the worst parts of your body. You know, they have like plastic surgery, how they draw markers on you? They should just put you in that shirt and be like, obviously you can see what we're going to go after. I did do some sports growing up. I played baseball, and when I was 13, I was playing baseball. One time I was up to bat, and I got walked. So I take my base, I get to first base, and I turned around, and the catcher was still standing there, and he was holding the ball. He's like staring at me, like he was daring me to run. And I was like, all right, dude, I'm gonna go. So I ran, he threw it, over through second base, ball goes in the outfield. I run to third base, the outfield grabs the ball, they overthrow third base. My third base coach is telling me to go home. This is about to be an inside the park home run off a walk. I won't be on SportsCenter. This is the biggest play that's ever happened in baseball. I slide, there's a play at the plate, and the umpire then tells us that it was only ball 3. This is exactly true. So, I've got to get up. Everybody's got to get up. I got to get my bat right where I left it. I got a bat again. It's 3 balls, 2 strikes. Next pitch, immediately strike out. I'm exhausted and just over baseball. Here's what I learned though that day. Here's what I learned. I learned that if you're confident, you can get away with quite a bit. Because no one tried to stop me, and they should have. They knew I wasn't supposed to go. That's why the catcher was holding the ball, because he was like, I don't think he's supposed to be going yet. And then I just run to second. He's like, guess I'm wrong. No one's that dumb. And then he launches it into the outfield, who's barely paying attention. The umpire figures it out, but it's just easier to let me get back to him. No one ever told the parents either. No one ever explained it to them. And they were cheering pretty hard. It's a pretty exciting play to watch. And they just see me slide into home and just stand up and bat again. Like that's just a rule in baseball. And you know what? What's funny too? The year before, I got a legit triple off a walk. So in that moment, I'm like, this is just what I do. You know, like I was like, don't walk me. Like this is my thing. All right. I'm a pretty dumb guy. That's the general. I went to a community college for 1 year, have 0 credits. 0. My loan was like $40. I paid cash. All my classes were outside. We never went inside the building. We would meet at a picnic table outside because our teacher was like, you guys will all be working outside one day. So I've like thought about like if I could time travel, if I could go back in time knowing everything I know now, I don't think you would even hear about it. I think I would just get stuck. I don't know anything. Like I think if I went back, I don't think I could prove I'm from the future. Like who's the next president? I'm like, just name someone and I'll tell you if I've heard of them or not. But I have no idea. I am married as well. It's fine, you know, you just do it. This is what marriage is. It's just one guy talking and the other's like, I'm gonna get out of here. This is not. My wife, one time we were out on the lake with some of our friends and we were floating around in the water and there was a guy in a boat right next to us, and my wife was like, oh, that's my ex-boyfriend in that boat. I didn't know who he was. She didn't have to say anything at all. She was just basically like, are you having fun? Because I would like to put a stop to that. And make you stare at this guy. So I was staring at him, and then I looked at her, and she was staring at him, and I felt like she was staring at him to see what her life would be like if she didn't marry me. So I started staring at him to see what my life would be like if I didn't marry her. I mean, we were putting so much pressure on this guy, and nothing happened. We basically just realized we don't have a boat, but my friends were like, you shouldn't try to fight him. Why didn't you go fight him? I was like, I don't know, because I would have had to swim over to that fight. I don't know how intimidating that is for a guy to see a head in a life jacket floating his way. And then I got to get in the boat. Have you ever tried to climb into a boat from water? It's not aggressive. It takes an hour if no one is in the boat. I would need his help. That's how that fight would start. Oh, thank you. Is this all right? We fight a lot, my wife and she'll just if we get in a fight, she'll give me the silent treatment. And the silent treatment is very common. Everybody knows what it is. And I think you're just born knowing it. I don't think you're taught it. You know, it's just like something that's inside of you. Here's what made me realize that. I was rewatching the movie Sixth Sense. And look, I'm not trying to do a 6-inch joke. This is a 20-year-old movie. I mean, look how old he is now, Haley Joel Osment. It's that many years ago. That's the baby. It's 20 years old. I also have to spoil it for you, but again, it's 20 years old. So if you haven't seen it by now, then I don't know what to tell you. But think about when you saw this movie for the first time. None of us knew he was dead too, by the way, just so you know. And if you haven't seen it, like, that's a pretty big part of it. But for those that have, think about it. When you saw this movie for the first time, none of us knew he was dead. That was the biggest surprise we've ever seen in a movie. We just thought his wife wasn't talking to him for like a year. That made more sense to us than him possibly being dead. And they don't hide him dying. A guy shoots him with a gun to start the movie. And we watched it for 2 hours, just like, this is what a movie about marriage. This is what marriage is like. Even if you get shot, it's your fault. We have a daughter as well, and when my daughter was to be born, I'm from Nashville, and when she was to be born, we were living in New York, but she was not born in New York. We flew home. She was born in Tennessee. I don't need her growing up thinking she's better than me. So I was like, you start where we start, all right? No one gets a leg up in this family. I love having a kid. Kids have very weird energy. Like, their energy is like they want to fight you. They stare at you. They stare at just strangers for so long. And you try to stare back like, I will fight you in front of everybody. And they just look through you. Like, please, I would love it if you tried. I'm a big chain guy. I go to a lot of chain things. I just like to go to businesses that are doing good everywhere. I'm a big McDonald's fan. I go there quite a bit, and I take my friends, and every time I go in there, they're like, I haven't been here in forever. It's like, don't act like I'm the one keeping them afloat, all right? They're doing real good. So I went in with a buddy of mine, another comedian named Louis J. Gomez. And me and Louis, we go in, we ordered our food at McDonald's, and we sit down at our table. And then Louis went to the bathroom. He left me alone with his food. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to play a prank on him. So I grabbed his hamburger, I unwrapped it, I took a bite of it, and I wrapped it back up and put it back on his tray. That's my big prank, right? Like, when he comes back from the bathroom, I'll be like, dude, did they just eat your burger? That's crazy that they're doing that, right? Is that crazy? It's a dumb prank. It's harmless. It should never leave the table. All that should happen is Louis should come, he should open his burger, and his first reaction should be to look at his best friend who's sitting with him, who also, by the way, dabbles in comedy. And just be like, hey, I just want to run this by you before I unexpectedly go freak out on this entire McDonald's. That's what I thought would go down. Just a little, hey, did you touch my food the only time it's out of my sight? I just want to know before I try to fight a group of people that are going to be pretty confused on why they're fighting. But instead, I got to learn I'm friends with a lunatic. And a guy comfortable fighting McDonald's employees because he opened his burger and could not have ignored me quicker. He looked at them so fast, almost like he expected them to do it, like it's happened before. And he's like, again with this. I will fight all of you till I find out who ate my burger. And he gets up, he starts walking towards them. I can't believe it's working. We have gotten so much farther than I'm prepared to get. So I just grabbed him. I go, dude, I ate it. Like, why would you not look at me once to see if I did this? And I get him to sit down, and it's weird. Like, everybody's looking at us. It takes 10 minutes for people to quit filming us with their phones. And it hits me. I just sit there. I was like, you're gonna get killed one day, man. I was like, let's pretend I'm not here. Let's pretend that someone did eat your burger that worked at this McDonald's. You're just gonna go blindly fight him. Not even try to size him up, see what he looks like. Do you really think you could beat up a guy that is apparently pretty confident in himself, that he's making burgers, he's then eating them, and then he's wrapping them up and just sending them out to whoever? You don't think that guy's probably the greatest fighter of all time? I think you're gonna walk to the McDonald's counter and be like, who ate my burger? And all the McDonald's employees are gonna part ways. They know exactly who you're talking about. And in the very back, you see a guy cracking his neck. He's got his fist in the fryer, doesn't even know it, just warming his hands up. All right, that's it for me. Thank you guys for letting me come out, honestly. I appreciate it. She runs everything. She does stuff, doesn't tell. We got a new roof, and I did not know that. A whole new roof. I found out from my neighbors. They were like, how's that new roof going? I go, I don't know what you're talking about. And they go, you didn't know you got a new roof? I go, no, I did not. And then I had to go get her. You're not going to talk to them about that new roof you didn't tell me about. I look like an idiot out there. I remember I would fall out of a bunk bed. I slept in a bunk bed. I was on a bunk, and I would get over a railing and just fall 6 feet to the ground and just land. I mean, you don't catch yourself. It's just whatever hits first. All your body weight just lands on your head. I got a full-blown concussion. I'm crying. My parents are like, just go back to a deep sleep for 7 hours. I've had concussions in my life, and none of them because of sports. Just living life, man, you know? Stuff happens to your head. What are you gonna do? One was in high school. I got pushed into a wall head first. It took them 3 class periods to figure out I had a concussion. That's how much I was bringing to the table. I mean, 2 teachers didn't even notice. And the third one was like, he wasn't forward. And that's when I realized he's one of the better facer forwards I've ever had. So I knew. My biggest concussion was when I was 12 years old. I fell down. I grew up in Old Hickory, Tennessee, and we used to climb down this cliff into Old Hickory Lake, and we'd done it a ton of times. And so one day I slip and fall. So my friend that I'm with, he goes and gets my mom. They're fishing in a boat down in the lake, and so he sees me and he gets me into the boat. And he takes me over to some stairs, which he had to be like, why didn't he just use these stairs? I mean, they were right next to that cliff. Like, it didn't even make sense. There was 2 guys at the bottom of the steps, and he goes, hey, this kid fell. Can you carry him up? So they carry me up. And my mom's in an ambulance in her pajamas. My dad, who I think everybody knows now is a magician, and he's doing a show in a full tuxedo. So when they get to the hospital, the doctor starts talking to my parents. I mean, my mom looks homeless. My dad's in a tuxedo. It looks like they're divorced and someone's not paying child support. So we have never known who was in the boat or the guys that carried me up those stairs. We've never known who it was. And we always wanted to thank them. I mean, those guys truly saved my life. And we could just never find out who it was. So we never know. So I tell you that to tell you, last year, my dad he's doing a show. He does these magic shows in prisons. So he's doing a show in a prison. And during the show, one of the inmates just stands up and says, I know your son. Which is probably not the best place as a father to hear that. Just like, I know your boy. He keeps his mouth shut. He's good people. So, My dad, he goes, hey, he's like, all right. He goes, how do you know my son? And he was one of the guys that carried me up those stairs that day. I mean, I promise, I was 12 years old, and we've never known who carried me up those stairs. And it was him and his brother. And then his brother saw me on the Tonight Show and was like, that's that kid that we carried up those stairs that day. So pretty crazy. And so since then, I've been actually bringing him out to shows. Bringing him out tonight. And no, he's not here. He's in prison. But yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Look, he would love to be here. Trust me. I mean, yeah, he'd kill to be here, to be honest. But there's one day I'll get him. I did find out why he was in prison, which was crazy. It was that same day. They just carried a body down those stairs. And you can imagine the frustration to then be handed another body. And you're like, dude, are you serious, right? Like, we just did this, man, you know? All right, that part I made up. But the rest of it's true. We went to Europe last year. And by the way, we were flying from Nashville to London, and we go, it was 4:42 p.m. Nashville time. So as a family, I said, let's guess what time it is in London. So I said 12:42 a.m. Our daughter said 1:42 a.m. My wife, her guess was 11, and that's it. Yeah, she didn't say the 42. And I was like, just say the 42. And she goes, you know what I mean. I go, I know, but just show her daughter you know what a normal person would say. That started a pretty big fight. I don't know anything about history. And I can tell because every history movie I watch on the edge of my seat. What is gonna happen? I watched Pearl Harbor. I was as surprised as they were, you know? I used so much ketchup once at a restaurant that a stranger walked up and goes, "That's a lot of ketchup." Do you know how much ketchup you gotta use? That guy doesn't want to get involved, you know? But he sees it. His wife's like, let it go. He's like, I think I gotta say something. I don't think he knows that no one's using that much ketchup. We got very lucky with our neighbors. Our neighbors are super cool, and we're very close with them. They all have real jobs. They went to college and stuff. And one of them is a management consultant, so he manages all the consultants. And yeah, it's a tough job, all right? There's a lot of consultants, and he's like, you better get back, you know? You just can't consult up in here. So he's busy. Our other neighbor's an actuary. I thought that was with birds. I was like, what's that bird right there? He goes, I don't know. And I was like, as an actuary, you don't know what that bird is right there? Our daughter's still in our bed too, and parents don't like that when you say it. They're like, you got to keep them outside. Don't look at them. It's my fault. So we had a kid late in life. We have one kid. And so we're kind of hitting all the sites. And I would be, when I get home, I travel a bunch, and I get home, I'd want us to all sleep in the bed together. And I've kind of built up a habit now, and it's happening. So it's tough, though, because kids don't know how to sleep. I mean, she makes king bed feel like a twin. I'm on the edge. When I sleep alone in a hotel, I have to sleep with my head on the nightstand. It's the only way I know how to go to bed. She gets sized upside down. If you woke up upside down tomorrow, you would go to the hospital. She's also apparently going through menopause because she's the hottest human being that's ever lived. I'm not freezing at night. She just kicks all the covers off, and you're like, yeah, no, you go ahead. It's your bed. We're lucky to be in it. She's got to, at some point, I don't know. She'll be 37 years old. Hey, can I get in the bed with you guys? Her kids are upstairs asleep in their bed. Her husband left a while ago. He ain't gonna put up with that. What's up? Thank you, everybody. Very excited to be out here. Love getting to travel a bit. I've been to a lot of different countries lately, and it's always weird because every time I go to another country, I don't ever know where it's at. Because I'm from Tennessee. I didn't learn about countries in school. I learned about Tennessee. I learned about the states that touched us in case they attacked. And then I was told the rest was Europe, and that's where the gays were made. So, yeah, it was like a different book that I had. I'm married as well. I've been married for 5 years now. It's getting pretty serious. So, yeah, I've been with my wife actually since I was 21, and I'm 32. So I've actually never dated another girl. I realize I have no dating jokes though, and I have one. Like, hey, you ever go on your first date ever with a girl and marry her? Did nobody? Nobody? I'll try to other people. My wife always tried to test my love, too. Like, she asked me recently if I would take a bullet for her. And, yeah, for one, first of all, she runs with a pretty rough crowd, so it's probably going to happen. So I, had to think about it, and I told her yes. But, honestly, the only reason I said yes was because, all right, I don't know how fast a bullet is, exactly. But it's, pretty fast, right? You don't hear a gun go off, and you're like, oh, I should get over there and get in front of that, right? So all I gotta do is stand there, she'll get shot, right? So she'll go down. I just gotta dive immediately after she goes down. So she goes, I go. I'll be like, did I get it? I'll feel around. I know her. She's gonna be pissed at me about it. And she's gonna be like, no, you didn't get it, you get nothing. I'm like, oh, great, we're in a fight now. All right, well, maybe that wasn't reasonable to ask me to do. Did you ever think of that? It's a bit unrealistic, all right? How fast do you think I am? If you want to ask a realistic question of someone to protect you, you should be like, hey, would you take a sword for me? That's much more realistic. You're going to see a sword. If you ever get stabbed by a sword, you knew you were near a sword for at least half an hour. No one pulls a sword out. You're like, I didn't know you had that sword. No, everybody knew, all right? Sword people were the worst. And if you're thinking about getting married, here's what I think marriage is like. Marriage is like, you ever go to a concert and you see a mosh pit and you're like, oh, you know what? I'm going to go get in that mosh pit. But then once you get in it, you're like, I do not want to be in this mosh pit at all. I'm going to leave and go get some beer. And then the mosh pit's like, well, didn't you drink last night? You're like, all right, mosh pit, why don't you get off my back? I'm crying. I like to drink it up, too. I'm a big fan. My wife's actually mad at me right now because I went out drinking a few nights ago, and I stayed out crazy late. So I'm going to read. I have a sequence of text. I'm going to read, just see if we can figure out where she got mad. The first text, my wife was at work at 3:03 p.m. She texted, are you awake? 3:10 p.m. I texted, just got done jogging. I did not. 3:12 p.m. she texted, jog to the kitchen and do the dishes. She's funny. 7:04 p.m. I texted, I gotta go do comedy. 7:08 p.m. she texted, have good shows, I love you. So there's no fight right there. That's sweet and fun. Now, I think she got mad somewhere over the next 11 hours. Because I did not resurface until 6:16 a.m. I texted, "I on my house." 6:17 a.m. she texted, "Are you drunk?" 6:19 a.m. I texted, "You're drunk." 6:22 a.m. she texted, "We need to talk in the morning." 6:24 a.m. I texted, "It is morning." 6:27 a.m. she texted, "Sleep on the couch." I was like, oh boy. That's when I knew I was in trouble, guys. But we've been together a long time. I know how to fix all this stuff. So the last text I sent, 6:31 a.m., I texted, "Whatever, dude." All right, thank you. Europe last year. Europe's very old. That's what I learned last time in Europe. Like, because you think we're old as a country, and you get there and you're like, good night. You know, how long have y'all been over here? Australia, very far away. Farther than I thought. Our Earth, a little bigger than I thought it was. And I think we should have went the other way as well, but the pilot had different plans. I had jet lag there. I did not mind it because I woke up at 5:45 a.m. and I don't ever wake up that early. So it was like a new life, you know? I was like first in line at the breakfast buffet. Here's what I'll tell you. If you get up at 5:45 a.m., noon is pretty far away, though. I mean, I thought you bet your life, and it's maybe 8:30. Like, 6 p.m., you're like, I don't know how people are out.
How are they doing this?
What are they doing? Why won't the sun go down?
The dumbest I've ever been talked to. I like to golf, and so a guy was telling me there's a real golf course in North Carolina where they have llamas are the caddies. So if you don't know anything about golf, I mean, you know, a caddy usually carries your bag around, tells you how far you are from the hole, and helps you out. So this course, the llamas. So you put your golf bag on a llama, and it carries your bag. So he told me that, and then he looks into my big dumb eyes, and he goes, "Just so you know, llamas can't talk, though." I mean, that's the question he was trying to get ahead of as he looked into my stupid eyes. Like, he's like, I'm going to say it so that guy doesn't have to say it. I'm just at the zoo talking to the giraffes, just, hey, where are you guys from, you know? I know where you're from, but where are you from? You know what I mean? If you go to Europe, just so you know, it's the most old. It's very old. You think we're old, and you get there, and you're like, good night. What have y'all been doing over here? You just walk around, they're like, that building is from 8. Good golly. I think I was buying a tree. I don't really know. But I tried to give him cash, and he was like, oh, you got to do a credit card. I was like, okay. So I give random iPad all my family information. It was $75. So he's like, swipes the card. And then after it goes through, just so you know, it's a monthly charge. Yeah. He told me after. And he was like, look, you can cancel it on the website. I was like, I don't even know what's going on right now. He goes, put your email down for the receipt. I was like, all right. And I just put my wife's email address down. Guess who's going to put a stop to this real fast? She'll have that tree cut down tomorrow. I called her, because I have to call her when I sign us up for stuff. And she answered the phone, just goes, I'm on it, hung up. We take our trash out one of the days. I don't know the day, but it's a day. We do it. There is one day. I know we forgot to take it out a couple weeks ago. That stress could break up a family. All week was like, everybody eat out of your hands. We had friends over like, put your trash in your pockets, take it to your homes. We recycle, you know, and we recycle because of my wife. It's her, she gets all the credit for that. I would never recycle if I was by I don't do it if she's not looking at me. So I would never do it if I was alone. I looked up a list of like, all right, like what are you supposed to do for global warming as an individual? And it was a big long list, but the first thing on the list was my favorite. It just said, just talk to your friends and family about it. Think about your friends and family, like not the ones that are the good ones close. Think about how far out it goes. Just when you guys get together, like, do you mind if we talk about global warming for a little? I just thought this would be a good time to get into it. I had a great aunt and uncle fist fight each other at a wedding. Let me get in the middle of that. Any chance this fight was about global warming? Because I just would love to get that conversation rolling, you know? I get it. It's supposed to, it's for our kids and their kids, and we want to make sure they have a good earth and their environment and stuff. We don't have a bad earth. And we don't want them to be mad at us and yell at us. But I don't think they will, because I don't think we get mad. I don't ever see litter on the ground and call my grandmother and be like, where do you get off? You know? I don't know how you show your face anymore, all right? It's cloudy today. Is that because you smoked on planes? Probably. Why'd you have to smoke that high? Where do you think that smoke was going? We did stuff as a kid. I did Earth Day as a kid. I think they still do Earth Day. And we did it. I'm from Old Hickory, and we were a plant, like DuPont plant we were a plant town. So they had a plant, and we went and planted trees in front of the DuPont plant. And there was just black smoke coming out of this, like, and we're just in front of it like, this is for Earth. And if you can't even see us, it's so dark. And we're just like, this is for the Earth of stuff, and we're gonna breathe better. And you're like, I don't know if that's the problem. You know what it is? Here's what it is. Guys, we're just not good. Guys are not good at marriage, all right? It's not our fault. We weren't prepared for it like women are. Your whole life is built just preparation for marriage. Look at every toy you played with. When you're a baby, they give you a baby doll. So they give you a baby when you're a baby. You don't even know you're alive yet, and they're like, look, I would probably start figuring this out. Like, this is where it's going. Then they give you Barbie and Ken. They live in a little house together, and that is where you learn how to make drama. You get... You get the best. You're the best. Then you would play house. Like you would, like, fake vacuum. Just fake vacuum with your friends. That was awesome. And it's weird, because like when I see like vacuum now, I'm like, she is living her childhood dream. She's made it. As a guy, we don't have any of that. Like, what do we do? We play fort. You got to keep everybody out of where you are, especially girls. The only toys we had were Transformers and Ninja Turtles. Those are not even real things. None of them had wives. They weren't married. I never played with my Ninja Turtles, and I had them going to fight Shredder. And then Michelangelo was like, hey, can y'all give me 2 seconds? My wife just showed up, and she looks furious about something. What do you want from me? And she's like, what are y'all doing? That April skank doing here? You're like, listen, she's a reporter. So we get our picture, and we come back down, and we're driving back. And on the way back, since my buddy was driving, he did not see the dead horse, you know? I'm like, well, you can't not see it. So it's just one road, and I was like, I'll just show you where it's at. So we're driving, and we get to it. I was like, it's right here. And I pointed, and the horse was standing up, doing unbelievable. One of the healthier horses that I've ever seen. I learned that horses lay down to sleep. I did not know that. I don't know what I thought before that day. I don't know. That they lock their knees. That's why they have 4 knees. I don't know. That's what I would have probably argued with you about it. People put signs up that say, like, horses lay down, don't call 911, because people call the police. They drive by a horse laying down in some guy's yard, and they're like, y'all guys should go, like, deal with that. And they're like, some people knock on people's door. Hey, is your dad home? Your horse died outside. And I thought you should hear it from a stranger first. Crazy. I'm proud of every one of you. All right? Every one of you I'm proud of. It's different. It is great to be here. Very fun to be in New York. I live here, so that's why it's fun. I am from Tennessee, though, originally, and I still have a little bit of an accent, because, like, people hear it, and they always come up, and they're always like, oh, what's up, where's your accent from? I'm like, Tennessee. They're like, oh, that's cool. I have a cousin that lives in Florida. All right. I don't know. Are we just naming states? Is that what's going on? I don't know what. We take her out. We go do stuff. I would take her to Chuck E. Cheese all the time. You can go there. They had COVID in '84. So you can't even survive in there. That's what, I mean, Chuck E. Cheese is rough. I don't know if you've been there in a while. They look like they're trying to go out of business and they can't. They filed bankruptcy and they're still open. They called Blockbuster and they're like, you get out. We want out. They're updating nothing. That Chuck in is just robotic. I mean, the drummer doesn't even turn on. It just sits like that the whole time. They sell booze to parents now. They just give them buckets of Bud Light. They're drunk in a booth at 9 a.m. And someone drives those kids home. I don't see a bunch of Ubers and Lyfts showing up. There was a Chuck E. Cheese that got caught. If people didn't eat all their pizza, they would just put it back out on the buffet. And that would shut down any normal business. And with Chuck E. Cheese, they have thrived. I mean, when I read the story, I was like, I thought that's what they were doing. I thought we agreed that that's fine. I didn't even know what the article was about. Silver War, that's how I say it. Instead of civil, I go Silver War. There's, you know, look, that might be on me, all right? I'm not... I tell you, I don't even know anything about the Silver War. We've been traveling. I've been traveling all over the country during this COVID, and scene is, look, in the middle of the country, they're doing good. I went to a NASCAR race. They all had their mask on. They're doing what they're supposed to do. A lot of people are doing it. We're trying, you know? A lot of stuff. We take our temperature. I went to Buffalo Wild Wings. They took my temperature. You gonna tell me that teenager doesn't know what he's doing? Is that what you're trying to... You don't think he's going to doctor school? That's how he gets started, is he takes temperatures, and he's like, all right, 45 degrees, you're good. Yeah, you're like 60 degrees from a problem. So, I don't, you know, and they're not even worried about it. They just don't, 57 degrees. You're like, yeah, I'm dead, dude. That's not good. This one guy was like, does that even work? He goes, I don't know. When it beeps, I just tell him to go ahead. I swear one kid said beep. I don't think his beep worked, and he goes beep, and I was like, is that? And he goes, you're fine. I don't read. Yeah, and I think that matters. Reading is the key to smart, I believe. And I don't do it. I think it's caught up to me. I want to do it. I like the idea of reading. I even buy books. But these books are the most words. And it's every book. You just open it and you're like, what are you talking about? And they don't let up. Every page, just more words. How about you put some blank pages in there? Why don't you let me get my head above water for 2 seconds? My wife was with me when I had that job. She's been with me way before where we're at right now. She was in it for the benefits. I got at the water company. We've been married 17 years. Thank you. And I know, the longer I'm married, the more I realize why she was put in my life. I would not be here if she was not in my life. I know all of this. Now, I've also become very reliant on her because of this. I don't know anything about me. Like, I don't know what I like and don't like to eat. I mean, if someone be like, you want to try this? And I got to get her involved. I'm like, I don't think so. I don't know how long to microwave something. I have to ask her every time, as if her family invented the microwave. How long do we microwave this for? And she's like, do it till it's hot. It's like, but I know you know a number, just say the number. I'm either gonna call my mom or you're gonna tell me the number. If she doesn't tell me, I type in 90 minutes and I'll walk away.
I had to take reading. I took reading. I drove to that class. I drove to a reading class. I'm not even an immigrant. I am from here. I should have knocked that out years ago. Everything, I think they were just impressed when you made it to the class. They're like, look who made it today, buddy. You're like, funny guys. These are good. The best. Thank you. Thank you very much. It is, yes, the draft is in Nashville. It's very exciting. I like it. I'm from here, if that matters. All right. I'm a big football fan, and I've realized how lazy I am by watching football. I was watching a game, and one team kicked off to the other team. Right, I got up to go get something to drink, and right when I got up, one team kicked off to the other team. And before I could get back, the guy ran a 100-yard kickoff return, and I missed it. So that guy ran 100 yards before I could get 3 to maybe 4 yards. He also had 11 people really trying not to let him run 100 yards. I didn't even have an ottoman. It was wide open. I need to get in better shape. I should do something. You got to do something. But I realized recently I like to golf, and I would go golfing on the road. And one time I was golfing, and I was hot, and I was in the parking lot, and I wanted to change shirts before I got in my car. So I'm standing at the trunk of my car, and I take my shirt off. I have no shirt on. This old man walks up to me and goes, Olivia? He was looking for his elderly wife and saw me with no shirt on at a car that he does not recognize. None of this is enough to not make him say it. He was like, Olivia? I covered up, and I was like, what's that? And he was like, all right, honest mistake. I was like, God, that hurts worse than saying Olivia. I don't know who he offended more, me or Olivia. I think we could both have a word with him. I'd love to meet her, though. I'll tell you that. I'd love to see her and be like, all right, I get it. That was an honest mistake. I do travel a lot. If I fly Delta, if I buy a ticket through Delta's system, my name in their system is Nathan, and on my license, my name is Nathaniel. I do not remember making this decision, but it's a big deal. You can't just change it. I've tried. I've asked Delta, and they're like, we can't. And you're like, all right, I don't know where we go from here. You know, if you can't do, who can do it? Do you call a senator? Is that what senators do? I don't know. How high do I have to go? What do you have to do? You have to mail your birth certificate in. Some moms give their kids their birth certificates. I've never seen mine. I thought I was the proof of my birth. And thanks. And you got to mail it in. I'm not a big mailing in guy. I've mailed maybe 4 letters my entire life. Stamps make me nervous, you know. How many do you put on there? I don't know. And they change the price of stamps, and that's not in the news. You don't find that out on Twitter. You have to find out from old people. They're the only people that know. Yeah, they'll tell you. They're like, stamps went up. You're like, okay. And they're furious. You're like, is it $100 a stamp? I've never seen you that mad. So I will never go through this process to get my name changed, so I just deal with it. And it gets brought up. I was checking a bag once, and the guy behind the counter sees my ticket, says Nathan. The license says Nathaniel. And he was like, oof, this is not good. He's like, these names don't match. And I was like, but they match, right? I mean, you can see the leap that we took to get from one to the other. And he was like, but they're not the same. I was like, they're the same. And I mean, at this point, I was like, if this guy finds out people call me Nate, he's going to lose his mind. Like, he's going to call the police to be like, there's a guy with 3 names trying to fight. Like, if you guys want to shoot him or something. So I was like, what do you want me to do? And he goes, you should go home. That was his honest. He's like, I mean, I can't believe you've made it this far. I said, let me try it. Shouldn't I just try it? You know, I was like, look, I'll give you that those names don't match. But what I think is going to help a ton is the picture on the ID. I mean, I think with 100% face, 70% of the name, that's 170%. I think I'll get through. And he was like, look, I get it, all right? He was trying to relate to me. And this is honestly what he said. He was like, my name's Joseph. That's what's on my license. But if I buy a ticket under my nickname Bart, they're not going to let me through. Those are 2 different names. I was like, don't act like we're the same. I am married as well, and it's fine. You know, you just do it. That's what my wife said. So just get through it. This is what marriage is like, you know, just one person talking and the other's like, I'm gonna get out of here. All right, thank you guys very much. I think about my parents a lot because, I mean, the world is getting very futuristic. And like them, I'm from the 1900s. You gotta watch out for the 1900s, people. We're old. It's so, I mean, my great Aunt Helen from the 30s, she's deaf. They didn't know she was deaf back then. The doctors, they had no idea. They were baffled. That's how good doctors were back then. They just said, they looked at her as they smoked in her face. These were real doctors. They were like, oh no. She's rude, I'll tell you that. When I first started going on the road, I would have to do a wake-up call. That's how I got up in the morning. I'd have to call a guy I don't know.
and just be like, will you wake me up tomorrow? That's the last person I would talk to, was him. I would call my wife, then a man I've never seen. You promise you gonna wake me up tomorrow? We would tell each other good night. So no one's done a wake-up call in probably 20 years now. So there's a guy on the road with us. He's 24 years old. He's never done a wake-up call in his life. And so we were staying at a hotel, and he saw a wake-up call on the phone. And he goes, I'm gonna do a wake-up call. And I told him, I go, don't do it. That's like an ashtray on an airplane. But he was like, no, I wanna do it. All right, so he set it up. Next morning, his phone rings. He doesn't answer the phone. He doesn't know that's the main part of your job. You gotta answer the phone and let the guy know you're awake. So then that guy, who's young too probably, is like, I guess I gotta go knock on the door. I've never even seen this service used, so it must be the most important person alive. So he goes up and he starts knocking on the door. Oh, but he still doesn't answer the door. The guy goes in the room. I swear this is real. Because look, there's two young people, they don't know what they're doing. So he goes in the room like, do I have to touch this guy? Is that what a wake-up call is? I gotta touch a guy I've never seen in the dark? So I'd imagine he started making noises, just hip, hit now, hip, 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 hip. Hoping he doesn't have to touch this man. But he had to touch him, I swear. That's when he woke up to another guy going, hey buddy. It's time to wake up. In our neighborhood, we live in a cul-de-sac, which is very exciting because I grew up on a straight street and I always dreamed of living in a cul-de-sac. You see them and you're like, can you imagine being up in one of those? We do all the cul-de-sac stuff, you know, like if anybody comes down there, we're like, what are you doing down? Just like, you better get out of our cul-de-sac. We took a trip to Florida, to Fort Lauderdale, and her and our daughter are, you guys leave? She goes, noon. And it was 11:30 and they're still at home. I was like, Laura, I don't know if you even know what an airport is. But if that plane was in our driveway, I don't think you could make it. Is that what you thought the best time you could give me was a time that means nothing to nobody? What time did you go to bed last night? Just tell me that. I'll just look up all the planes that land in Florida and I'll guess which one I think you're on. She said, I'm sorry I don't talk the way you want me to talk. I'm like, I want you to talk like a regular person, all right? Like you've been around people before, you know? We didn't talk in Florida, I'll tell you that. She's good at not talking to me. She can go a long time. She could do her whole marriage career.